I know the biggest criticism of this game was the offensive coordinating. And there was a lot of discussion on what they were thinking and what they were doing. And I want to walk you through a series here. Utah's up 7-0. It's the first quarter, and you just got a touchdown off of a Booby Hobbs punt return. And I want to walk you through this series. Like I said, 1st and 10, and I've got to imagine that Aaron Roderick is thinking, I've got a run game that I can trust, and I want to take something deep on first down because I believe on second and third down I can get the first with my feet. So they're going to run that play that you're used to seeing where Asiata's going to pull out and they're going to secure the pocket. They're going to roll Troy out because Troy does pretty well at throwing on the run, and they're going to try to go for it. They're going to try to take a shot down the field, knowing that they believe that they can get the first with their run game. So you see Asiata does a really good job. Sam Tevi does a good job of sealing the edge here. And Troy gets a pretty nice pocket to throw from. They throw it out of trips right. And if you look at Troy Williams coming out as he's rolling, he does look off a receiver. And then he finds Evan Moyai, and maybe it was a mismatch, or maybe he was just getting rid of the ball, which seems more like he was just getting rid of the ball because he just puts it way over the top. But I know that there's criticism saying that, Troy stares down his receivers, but as I'm watching his eyes here, I think he's looking at a different receiver here. I think he's looking at this crossing route here, but he's got a man on there. And then watch his head. His head goes outside. So I believe he was looking for that crossing route, looking for a different option. He didn't stare down that deep route the whole time. And then he took the shot knowing that was double coverage and just chucked it over the top. But I don't mind Roderick going for the big strike because I've been comfortable with Joe Williams and I've been comfortable in my draw set. So now I go to my second down play, and I'm going to go back to doing what I know I can do well. So Aaron Roderick calls in just a nice tackle lead play where you pull the offside tackle. You're going to see Sam Tevi pull off the right, and he's going to lead up on this linebacker, and you're going to see a double team here from the left guard and the center, and they're going to get up to the backside backer. And everything would have gone really well, but this is what Colorado does well, and this is why you start to look at who you are playing against. Colorado's going to run a safety blitz. They walk the safety up, and you're going to watch him completely destroy this play, and he does a good job because he's reading the puller, and as that puller leaves, watch him fall right on the hip of the puller and then read the play. And he actually makes the play. So he falls on the hip of the puller, comes right down the line. So if you don't have this blitz come in and him disrupt this, Joe Williams is going to get right on the hip of Tevi, and this thing is going to break for a good 5-8 yards. Instead, you get hung up by the blitzer. Joe does a good job of at least breaking the tackle here and not letting him take him down. But I want you to imagine this guy's not there and Joe Williams is free and clear. There's just a nice path here. I thought Harrison Handley did a fine job. Garrett Bowles did a great job. Tevi's going to do a heck of a job getting up on this guy. And you would have had a nice hole, potentially even a cutback lane for bigger yardage. But instead, he trips up. He's trying to get his balance. Then he bumps into a blocker. And then the play is made. You don't have long and run games off run blocks to make plays. So a really good call by Colorado. I like the call offensively from Roderick. I thought, let your meat grinders do their thing. They've been doing it all year, but good job by Colorado having the right blitz on and having a guy that can trail and make a play. So now we go to the 3rd and 8. And I like this play call too. 3rd and 8. Got to imagine Colorado's expecting a pass play, but you've had a lot of success in your draw game and your run game. So you trust your run game and you trust your offensive line. And so Roderick dials up a draw, and you're going to see a lot of good blocking, and it's the perfect play call. Harrison Handley is going to block out. Isaac Asiata and Garrett Bowles are going to block down, so they'll block this one technique, and Bowles is going to end up here on the backside backer. They're going to pull Leka Uatafe. Leka's going to come up and make a nice block, and this draw play is perfectly called and well designed. And you see those blocks that I was talking about. Garrett Bowles and Asiata have that sealed off well. Here comes, and Harrison Handley did a good job of running this guy on the horn. And here comes Uatafe right up the hole. And Uatafe gets a good hit, ends up blocking two guys with his lead block. And then Troy Williams does a really nice job of making this guy miss in space. And there's your first down. So still, it's looking really good. So it was 3rd and 8. Good draw play. Colorado wasn't ready for it. Well executed. And a good first down. So that last play gives you 1st and 10 on about the 27-yard line. And I like what Roderick's thinking now. He's like, okay, we got some confidence in the run game, so let's go for another one deep. And calls in a pass play. I thought that the offensive line does a good job. 1, 2, and a 3 count. Troy sees that everything collapses, so he tries to take off. 3-yard loss. Puts you at 2nd and 13. So this is going to look really familiar. 2nd and 13. Remember the last 2nd down in the same series? It's basically the same play. They're going to pull Sam Tevi. Hopefully they don't get the blitzer. They felt comfortable in that run play that they had. This time Colorado doesn't blitz. Tevi pulls. Everybody comes down. Asiata slips into the backfield. Tevi's pulling around. And you get a slipped block here off the edge on Moyai. Penetration, and you're only able to get about 3 yards back off that run play. But still, in your mind, you're thinking 2nd and 13. We've got Joe Williams that set a school record. I've got to imagine that we can bite off 5, 6, maybe even 7 yards and get ourselves into a 3rd and manageable distance. But now you're 3rd and 10. So you got a chance to go up 14-0. It's 3rd and 10. And you are on about the 27, 28-yard line. And Troy Williams is going to take the snap. And I don't mind this play either. Takes the snap. Again, the offensive line does a really good job setting the pocket. Aaron Roderick's thinking 3rd and 10. Last time on 3rd and 8, you went for a draw. You were able to convert. 3rd and 10 a little bit too far. You've got maybe a mismatch in speed with Tim Patrick. So he says, all right, let's take a shot at it. And really great pocket by the offensive line. I could go through each individual block, but they all did a great job. And he puts it over the top to Tim Patrick. Tim gets just the right amount of separation. And typical Troy Williams deep ball, it's really well thrown. And you'll see, it just can't get any more well thrown. And I like the play call because you find the right matchup. And I like the fact that you're thinking going up 14-0, and everything's looking really good still. I mean, look at this. You got Tim Patrick, your best receiver. He's going to get you up 14-0 or not. Ball just goes right out of his hands. Good play call. I like the series. I like what they were thinking. I like the performance. I like everybody's job, doing their job. But right there, one guy didn't do his job, and the drive is broke. So that goes on Aaron Roderick? That goes on Jim Harding? Or does that go to Tim Patrick for a simple catch? So that takes you to 4th down, and you're still thinking, all right, it's manageable. We'll at least get 3 points out of this. We'll go up 10-0, and it's a 45-yard attempt. You've got one of the best kickers in the Pac-12. So they bring out the field goal team. Andy sets up and goes for the attempt. Things looking good. And it just sells right on him. So I always put it on the players, and I think Andy would take responsibility for that missed kick. I think Tim Patrick would take responsibility for that failed drive. You know, people want to know what I think. I think the players completely screwed themselves out of 7 or 3 points and a 14 or 10 point lead. That's what I think.